wanted to see how long I can last hitting the bag over here. Normally, I don't wear wraps, let alone um, gloves, just because I try to cause some damage on my knuckles, so that way the nerve endings kind of die a little bit, and that way when I throw a punch, I can't really feel the punch. So today, I am going to wear wraps. I am going to wear gloves, just so that way I can kind of protect my hands, because one, I got an interview possibly this week at work for a different position that will pay a little bit better money. Kind of help me with the strength and endurance and conditioning for when I do box. I'm going to be wearing, again, these. And I just bought, well, not just barely, but recently I just bought some new gloves, 16-ounce gloves. And for those who want to get into boxing but don't know how to wrap their hands, I will show you how I wrap my hands. It's not the traditional way of wrapping hands, but this is a couple of different styles conglomerated into one. So first you just want to hook your thumb here. I come over the top, back of my wrist. I start high on this knuckle right here. So right in this area, right where your wrist bends. Start high, so I'm over the knuckle. Close my fist. Start high. Then I go low. Then I go in the middle of those two. And I open my hand, go up to the pinky, keep it tight, go over the knuckles, just once. So once you're here, once you're back to your index knuckle, you come back down and you make an X with your wraps. So now I'm here, across the back of my hand, come once around the wrist, open my hands back up, go in between the ring finger and the pinky, once around the wrist, not a full rotation, in between the index finger and the ring, or the middle finger and the middle finger. So every time you go around the wrist, you open up your hand. Splay your fingers out as much as you can. When you go around the wrist, keep your hand tight here. And you just kind of, well, this one for some reason is shorter than this one. So normally I would go back around the wrist here, which looks like I can do. So you can see they end up in different spots. So sometimes this one's over here, this one's over here, it goes back and forth. So for those who are just joining, I'm going to see how long I can last hitting a punching bag, see what my current conditioning is as far as my cardiovascular health. And to make it a little bit more challenging, I'm going to be putting a mouth guard in to kind of restrict some of the airflow for my respiratory system. I am a smoker, so this will cause a little bit more of a challenge for my lungs, just to put a little bit more of a challenge on myself. So here's our bag. There's our timer. Try and find a good angle so you can see both. Hello, Katos, number one fan. So I'm not going to be able to respond to the chat if anybody talks. I'm going to see how long I can go. I want to get back to doing half an hour of just hitting the bag nonstop. I'm probably only going to last like 5-10 minutes, so it's not going to be very long. Normally I would do kicks. So I'm going to be doing a heavy bag drill. I'm just going to see for how long I can go. I got a timer here to track how long I'll go. I want to try and shoot for realistically 15 minutes. So if that's going to bore you, I understand. I'm not going to be able to take any water breaks. It's a little bit cooler in here. We keep it at 65 in my apartment, so that's going to really help me out. I've been drinking coffee all morning and all afternoon. I have a weird sleep schedule right now because I just switched to afternoon shifts at my job, so I try to stay up till about 3 or 4. Well, I mean, it helps with anger management. This is just kind of something that I love doing. So this is for fun. It's for training. I don't currently fight. I haven't fought in over 10 years, but I've kept up the training to try and stay somewhat sharp on the skills. Um, and then it just as a side effect, it does help with anger management, being able to find a discipline, being able to find something that you can put your energy and focus into, kind of help with your mental state and well-being. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of what I do. So when I spar, um, I'm kind of, from what I've heard, I'm not saying this in a narcissistic way, but more often than not, people have a hard time sparring with me just because I don't let up. I just keep going, and it's because of training like this, where you just keep going and going and going and going. So I just very barely started doing live streams. This is my third one ever, and I thought I would just share with whoever wanted to participate and seeing how long I can do. I like boxing. I've done a little bit of um, mixed martial arts. The furthest I've ever gone is just throwing kicks on this heavy bag, just for the health and well-being of my overall cardiovascular health and recovery time. So I also power lift. That's why I don't have like huge ripping, fucking bulked muscles. So I do a little bit of powerlifting on the side, and I love boxing. I love both. So I kind of intertwine the two. So today I will be doing just boxing. Um, Sometimes I'll use this as a warm up before I start lifting weights just to kind of get my body moving and warmed up, get a sweat going. And I'll usually do about 5-10 minutes to not really burn too much energy. I haven't really been exercising a whole lot. All right, I'll get started here pretty soon. But today I'm just gonna be going for as long as I can. And with that in mind, I'm not gonna be doing any weight training, so I'm gonna go a little bit longer than what I would be used to. I'm not gonna be throwing any kicks just because when I did the other day, it did peel up the skin on my feet, so I gotta take a break until they fully heal. Um, and then normally I wouldn't wear wraps or gloves just to purposely skin up my knuckles, but I have an interview this upcoming week for a job position. So I'll be wearing gloves and wraps just to add some more weight and make it more of a challenge for myself. So without further ado, I will get started because I am just talking up a storm, being really boring. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I guess I can restart it. Last blood one. All right, here we go. Getting tired.
Oh, that's about all I got. Oh. Oh, I'm tired. Let me lay down. Oh, how long did I get? 8 minutes. Oh. Man, that sucked. My expectations were not realistic at all. God, I need to do this like every day. Oh, nobody's watching. I can lay down for a second. Holy shit. Oh. Okay. That sucked. Oh, I did. Oh, that was way worse than I'd want it to be. 8 minutes, and that was hard. That was really hard. Oh. Yeah, that sucked. Well, that was my live stream for the day. I need to start doing that every day until I can until I can get back in shape to do that longer. Oh, that sucks. Oh. I don't normally train with a shirt on either, but I need to. I need to get used to getting heat exhausted. So, yeah, that was today's training session. Maybe I'll just keep doing this every day until I get really fucking good at it. I get really good at it. We lost all of our viewers. Sometimes it'll start out really strong, but it's all right. I'm just doing this for shits and giggles, the live stream thing. Not really expecting to get a whole lot out of it. I just thought I'd give it a try. Yeah, that sucked. My heart and my lungs, that's all they can take for today. I need to drink more water. Way more water. Damn, and I just been kind of doing bench press training last week. So now my upper body's super tight. I was kind of thinking about getting back into leg training. Maybe I'll switch back and forth for a minute. While my feet finally heal up from when I kicked the bag last time. I'll start doing kicks again, but I can't right now. I guess I could. It's just the kind of kicks that I can do would just move around the bag too much. Oh God, my arms are so heavy right now. Holy shit. Uh, yeah, if you ever want to get into a discipline for fitness, if you want to get into exercising just to exercise, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get great lungs, if you want to have great respiratory health, if your joints are stiff, even if you're a big bulky guy and you just want to start focusing on fitness, not actually blocking other people, but just the boxing, the sport itself, the movements, the requirement of endurance, conditioning takes such a physical toll on your body that I always tell everybody, pick that. I mean, there's, what is it? I mean, there's karate, there's taekwondo, there's judo, there's jiu-jitsu. Really, any of those disciplines, it's really good, honestly. Knowing how to do at least one of those things and doing one of those things is incredible. I've tried doing a little bit of rolling around on the mat myself. It sucks. And I'm sure if I stuck with it, I would have gotten better. But for some reason, it's just boxing. Something about it, it's like finding that one thing that you really like, you know, or even it's kind of an undescribable thing that you really put a lot of focus and dedication into, almost kind of like your family. You know, you don't really think about how can I love my family more. You just love them. And then it's just the amount of effort that you can put into doing something that you find interesting, or even something that you don't necessarily find interesting, something that you just want to try, and then you end up just falling in love with it. Like for boxing, for me, back in middle school, I was getting bullied a lot, and I wanted to start exercising. That was my reason to how I got into boxing, is that I got into a lot of fights. I lost a lot of fights and I couldn't defend myself, and I was extremely out of shape. So I wanted to go for football tryouts. I missed them. And sitting in my front room, being lazy and out of shape like I was, there was I want to say it was AMC. There are those little movie marathons that they do, especially if it's a movie series that has multiple movies in it. It was Rocky. Rocky came on that week, and looked into see if there was any boxing clubs around me. There was. I got in. I fell in love with it. It was just honestly the trainer that was there is like, I could have been in a better place than I am right now as far as ability and skill if I had a better trainer. The trainer that I had wasn't a trainer. He was just there just to be there. He would just open up, and we were in the basement of a restaurant is where our boxing club was. So he would just come down sometimes. He would show up, come down, unlock the doors, immediately go upstairs and get fucking plastered. And like really no incentive to show others how to train. If it was just me in there, which it was a lot of the time, he would just sit at his desk, be on his phone, wouldn't coach me. He had a list that he had me follow every single day, every time I showed up. He just didn't want to train me, but I kept showing up. And if there was more than 3 people there, then he would actually do something. He would talk with the parents or whoever else was there. He would do mitt drills with them. He would spar with them. He would give them pointers. But he didn't really give a shit about me. So I bounced around training camps for a while, and I got to learn a lot of different styles from a lot of different people. And I'm very grateful, actually, that I was able to do that. So in a way, it was really good that I had a really shitty trainer that I didn't really care for, because I was able to explore and expand to other horizons. And that's kind of how I box. He didn't even train me how to wrap my hands. I had have 3 different people show me how, and from what I remembered, I kind of just mixed all those different ways together. So I just kept with it. It was just something about boxing that I loved, that I just stuck with. So whether if it's writing, if it's boxing, if it's accounting, if it's something, there's something that just catches your energy and your time and your focus in a positive way, as long as it benefits you in some area of your life. Pursue it. And I've pursued boxing, and I've never looked back. Even though I haven't had a fight in over 10 years, I still just love training. It's just something about fighting. And I'm not a very confrontational person either. I don't like getting angry. I'd keep my cool. But it was just, there's something about the violent sport of boxing that just calls to me. Man, I haven't been in a fight outside of school. I graduated in 2016, so 9 years ago. Coming up 9 years ago, I haven't been in a actual fight since actually middle school. I haven't gotten in a fight with anybody for, oh my God, 13 years. Ever since I started boxing, because I'm 165 now. Since I was 60 pounds lighter. I've been up to 190, but 13 years ago, 60 pounds lighter, I haven't been in a fight with anybody ever since then. Ever since the day I started boxing. When people heard I was being bullied, everybody knew I was getting bullied, but once people heard that I started boxing, they didn't want to fight me anymore. I did get in one fight after that, but then that was it. I advocate boxing for those who are bullied. Really, the best way to stand up for yourself is to stand up for yourself. Not going and telling a bigger person. Sure, talking to your parents or a peer or a teacher, it can help. It didn't help me. I reached out to my parents, teachers, counselors, my peers. All of them. Times are different now, but all of them 10 to 15 years ago all said, fight back. So I did. I fought back. And my life's been different ever since. I'm still a dork. I mean, shit, look, I'm wearing a Naruto shirt and I have a Dragon Ball tattoo on me. I'm still a huge fucking dork. But nobody fucks with me. And maybe that's the reason why I love boxing so much. Because it literally spun my life on its fucking head. My life is different after the day I started boxing. It gave me something to do. And it's just that thing that you cannot put into words. Like for some people it's faith in God. For some people it's the way they love their children. For some people it's the way they love money. It's just, there's just something that you cannot use words for to describe why you love that thing. And for me, that's boxing. So, and squats. Squats and boxing. Those 2 things are, for me, that's the pursuit of my life. So, yeah. 3rd live stream. My hands are all fucked up. 3rd live stream. Still not a big turnout. I don't care. It's kind of nice talking to a
camera about some bullshit. So if anybody ever clicks on this, or if somebody's just scrolling by, have a good day.